Freeholder Carter.
Present.
Freeholder Estrada. Freeholder Granados. Freeholder Hudak. Freeholder Kowalski.
Here.
Freeholder Mirabella. Freeholder Wright.
Here.
Vice Chairman Bergen.
Here.
Chairman Jallo.
Here.
Chairman, you have 9 freeholders present.
Thank you. Clerk of the Board, can you please lead us, in the prayer and salute to the flag?
Humbly we ask God, the giver of peace and the lover of charity, to give the entire family of nations true agreement with his will, and to grant the light of his spirit on all who work for justice and peace.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk of the Board, can you please read the statement of compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act?
Chair wishes to announce that pursuant to requirements of New Jersey statutes annotated Title 10, Chapter 4, Section 10 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting of the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Union has been given by mailing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2015, along with periodic changes necessitated by circumstances, to the newspapers circulating within the County of Union who are designated to receive such notice, and by posting the annual meeting schedule for the year 2015 in the Administration Building, and further by filing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2015 with the Office of the County Clerk.
Thank you. Just for note for the record, we'll approve communications at the regular meeting. At this time, we'll begin with our agenda meeting, starting with the Office of the County Prosecutor.
Board, the prosecutor's office has 5 resolutions on before you tonight. I'll be happy to take any questions you may have.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Freeholder Hudak.
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening. In regard to, I noticed that many of these are, I guess, software packaging for various programs. Are any of these companies, do we not have companies in New Jersey, in some cases, or Union County, that can provide these services? Are they that specialized in the services they're offering?
Through the chair, I think most of the licensing fee contracts there, I believe they're through the state of New Jersey. The one exception might be Cellbrite, and that actually is equipment and licensing. That's I believe let me just check to make sure. No, Cellbrite's Parsippany as well. It's the Porter, you're referring to 455, I believe, Porter Lee Corporation. There are several vendors that actually do provide that service. That's the one that's really most common, though, throughout law enforcement agencies. What that is we refer to it as the BEAST system. It's the barcoded evidence recording system, so that whenever evidence is seized at any crime scene, and it's not just within, by detectives within our office, it could be through all the municipal departments throughout the agency. They use that same system well. It's almost like that corporation, I don't want to say they have a lock on it, but they're the most popular and most widely used. So it kind of limits our ability to go look at other vendors. Right now, I think throughout the country, they are, they really do dominate the market in that regard.
Okay, thank you, Tim. And in regard to the SHI of Somerset, what exactly does that software package do for 91,000?
That's actually that actually that's our new Roots record management system. Our office has been, I don't want to say antiquated. I hate to say that anything in the prosecutor's office is antiquated, but we're still dealing with a lot of technology that we used in terms of record management systems.
What type of records are we speaking of?
Basically all investigative records that are generated from within our office, whether it's from all of our investigative units, whether it's homicide, child abuse, special prosecutions, all those cases we're still using the technology from the last century of, paper files. Everything gets, we do have certain aspects of it are recorded, on computers, but most police departments throughout the country now have switched to, and most law enforcement agents, certainly the federal agencies, have switched to a system where the original reports, when they come in, the whole thing is basically computer-based. It's from a supervision perspective. It makes it very easy. Anybody can log in at any time. If you have privileges, you can access the original reports. There's never an issue of a lost file, lost record. It's something that we've wanted to do for a long time. We're actually utilizing forfeiture funds for this, and I can't, there's no cost to the taxpayer with it. I just think it's an excellent use of forfeiture funds.
Is it a server-based technology or is it cloud-based?
Server.
Thank you, Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Thank you.
Thank you.
Department of Administrative Services, Director Albert.
Thank you, Chairman, members of the board. Department of Administrative Services has 7 resolutions for your consideration, and there may be 3 as a result of the discussions. We'll have an executive session depending on how those discussions go. So there may be 3 additional for the regular meeting. I'd be happy to respond to any questions you may have about the resolution.
Any questions from the board? Seeing none, thank you.
Thank you, Chairman.
Department of Economic Development, Deputy County Manager, William Reyes.
Good evening, Chairman, Freeholders. Economic Development has 4 resolutions for your consideration. Before I answer any questions, if I may, I'd like to discuss number 2.
Go ahead.
Number 2, as you may know, the United Way has created a family strengthening network to maximize and leverage all available resources on behalf of children and families in Union County. Among the features of this network are family success centers. If the resolution before you is approved, this partnership would open up 2 new centers, one in Union and one in Rahway, by December of this year. Now, on average, there are actually 7 centers in Union County currently. On average, each center provides 800 to 1,000 individuals for a variety of service each year. They provide everything from youth and adult employment training to rental assistance. Each center is unique, and the programs are developed based on the needs of the community they serve. So it really would be a great partnership between the United Way of Union County and Union County.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Freeholder Granados.
Thank you, Chairman. In reference to number 2, when you spoke about, I know you said each town's services are unique. Do we have a plan what type of unique services are going to be placed in each of the locations?
Yes, there is an ongoing assessment by the United Way. So when part of the budget is to go into each municipality, Union and Rahway, and meet with stakeholders, with residents, with officials, and find out what their needs are for their families. And then based on that, then they'll do a curriculum and they'll do a program designed for that, each center in particular.
And occur basically the residents' recommendations?
Absolutely, yes.
Thank you, Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Freeholder Carter.
In reference to number 2, the 8 locations that you said were already established?
Yes.
Okay, where are those locations?
They are in Elizabeth, Hillside, Plainfield, Linden, and Roselle. I believe there's 3 in Elizabeth.
Okay, there's 3 in Elizabeth.
Right, and 1 in each of the other
That's
ones, yeah.
5. Okay, and can you just go into number 3, just a little?
Just a little.
Just a little.
You actually could probably answer that one better than I. For number 3 is obviously through our successful UC STEPS program. The following awards are based on the schools providing I believe it was a contest. And the contest is obviously based on the UC STEPS and the program that they chose.
You don't have to name the schools yet.
I'm sorry, I am, yeah.
You don't have to name
Oh, I
them.
don't have to? Okay.
No, we'll get into that in about another half an hour, I think.
Okay. But the individual awards for the first, second, and third place are based on the programs that came out of the UC STEP program.
So it was based, and this is something that was done through rubric, and choices made. It's not something that we just randomly decided to give out.
That's correct, yes.
Freeholder Estrada.
Yes, Director, on number 4, I'm not familiar with this address, the 1000 Loden Avenue in Union. Is that going to be a county park, or is it going to be a city park, or?
The actual land that we are discussing is actually a large parcel of land that's actually somewhat owned by, some parts of it owned by Union, some by the county. The best way to describe it is in the area behind the YMCA over by Green Lane.
Okay.
And it's in between McGee and Green Lane.
Freeholder, Debbie Scanlon was the one who was the chair when that was.
I believe there's 40 acres back there, which is
How many?
amazing to 40.
40?
Yes, 40, Vicky? Yeah, 40 by Union and 5 by us, which is amazing to think there's 45 acres back there, but there is.
Thank you. Any other questions from the board? Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Department of Finance, Director B.B. Taylor.
Good evening, Chairman and members of the board. The Department of Finance has 2 resolutions for your consideration this evening, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Any questions from the board? Seeing none, thank you, Director. Department of Human Services, Director Frank Guzzo.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. The Department of Human Services has 2 resolutions on for your consideration, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have on them at this time.
Any questions from the board? Freeholder Hudak.
Director Guzzo, in regard to number 1, the $896,000 we're expecting to secure through the casino fund, can you just give some perspective as to how that fund has decreased over the years?
It's through you, Mr. Chairman, it is a slight increase at this time over last year, but as I believe that you will find out through a resolution that may be on relative to casino funding, there has been a sharp drop in that revenue from approximately 2008 to present. In 2008, the county was receiving approximately $1.5 million in casino revenue to support the paratransit system. Running it through to 2015, we're at approximately $430,000. I have the spreadsheet in front of me, but that's an approximate amount. So there has been a large decrease in the county and to every county as a result of casino revenue, which is why hopefully the board will look and talk about a resolution later on to ask the governor to put funding back in that program statewide so that levels of service can be kept at an acceptable level for every county.
Many programs they should put funding back into. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Any other questions from the board? Seeing none, Director, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Department of Parks and Recreation, Director Ronald Zuber.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. The Department of Parks and Recreation has one item on tonight's agenda, and I'll try to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions from the board? No questions. Thank you, Director.
Thank you.
Department of Public Works and Facilities.
Good evening, Freeholder Chairman and members of the board. Department of Public Works and Facilities Management has 2 resolutions on for your consideration this evening. I'll try to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions? Freeholder Hudak.
I do. On number 2, the 2015 NJDEP grant, is that a new grant offering for recycling?
I believe that is.
Okay, so that's, now there was another grant that we used to receive that for recycling dollars that we applied. I thought that had been capped off in previous years.
I'm not quite sure, but I'd like to call up Joanne Jamenden, Bureau Chief of Recycling and Planning. She could better explain that.
Good evening, Joanne.
This is in addition to the grant that we currently receive on the Department of DEP.
Now, does this make us whole from the funding we previously lost if we were to get it?
Joanne, if you can just speak into the
I'm
microphone.
sorry.
Thank you. No problem.
We actually haven't lost funding. There was one year that they sort of skipped providing funding to anyone.
Okay.
But we're all good as far as that funding goes.
Okay, great.
This is just a bonus grant. There was extra money left over in the amount of $400,000, so they're offering to every county and every municipality in New Jersey.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chairman.
All right. Anyone else on the board? Any other questions? Thank you. Office of the County Council.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Office of the County Council has 3 items on this evening's agenda. We're happy to answer any questions the board may have.
Any questions from the board from County Council's office? Freeholder Carter.
Can you just go into explanation of number 1?
Yes, we have some time ago, we acquired property where City of Summit operates a transfer station, but in addition to that, a large portion of the property is utilized by the county for various recreational activities. Under a lease agreement that we entered into with the City of Summit, they're allowed to continue their operation of a transfer station, but this fundraising activity is not part of those permitted activities, so they asked for our permission to be able to conduct that.
Any other questions from the board? Thank you, County Council.
You're welcome.
Office of the County Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Office of the County Manager has 1 resolution for your consideration. These relate to position changes in the Sheriff's Office and the Office of the Surrogate.
Any questions from the board? Thank you. We have freeholder-sponsored resolutions. At this time, I'll ask if any freeholder has any additional resolutions to add or friendly amendments. Vice Chairman Bergen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As a result of a policy subcommittee meeting earlier this evening, there will be an additional resolution supporting funding of $6 million in the 2016 state budget for SCDR TAP grant for paratransit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Freeholder Kowalski.
Freeholder Bergen, Vice Chair Bergen wants to join me on number 7, so if we just note that.
Freeholder Strada.
Yes, I would always would like to join our chair on number 15, please.
Freeholder Hudak.
Chairman, could I join you on number 15 as well?
Absolutely.
Could we do the board?
Can we do the board?
I think we can do the board.
That is the agenda item number 15.
Yes. And also, Mr. Clerk, I'd like to add myself or the board if they all would like to participate in number 1 for the veterans for post-traumatic stress disorder, traumatic brain injury.
Make that from the board?
I think that can come from the board as well.
Yes.
All right. Anything else? All right. At this time, I'd like to move back in the agenda for a presentation. I'd like to call up Vice Chairman Bergen to give tonight's presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, everyone. Great to see such a nice turnout tonight. One of the positions I hold as a freeholder is the liaison to the Union County Shade Tree Advisory Board, and I've done that for 3 years, and it's been a great pleasure. This board does wonderful things for the county. One of the things they do is they hold a poetry contest to help bring the students in our schools more information and more knowledge about Arbor Day, which we celebrated just a couple of weeks ago. This year, we had 11 of our 21 municipalities that had schools participating in the event. We received a total of 58 poems, and they were from 18 schools throughout the county. Thankfully, the winners were picked by a group of volunteer judges, not by me, because I'd never be able to do it. This event has been sponsored for a number of years by the Union County Board of Chosen Freeholders, along with the Union County Shade Tree Advisory Board. And as I said, it's with the hope that students in writing their poems will learn more about Arbor Day and the importance of the environment to our county. Before I announce the winners, and we have 12 of the 14 here tonight, I do want to thank a number of the county employees and board members who really make things happen on the board and certainly are responsible for this great contest. Michelle Russo, Jim Nicknatowicz, and Bo Kelly. Thank you to all of them and to the whole board. We're going to start with the youngest kids and work our way up. First, from the fourth grade, we have from Kent Place School in Summit, third place winner in the fourth grade, Alexandra Grushkin.
Congratulations, Ellen.
Go, try again. Fourth grade, second place from McKinley Elementary School in Westfield, Jessica Deanda.
Very official.
And our first place winner from the fourth grade, from Union County Teams Charter School in Plainfield, Kayla Hamlin.
What grade?
And I just want to say, if you didn't notice on your way in, but if you going out the door here to the right, we have all of the winning poems posted on the wall there. So certainly take a chance to read them. They're really quite amazing. Going on to our fifth graders, in third place from Kent Place School in Summit, Georgia Rabin. Fifth grade, first place, also from Kent Place School in Summit, Maggie Scher.
Oh. Close it to power. Congratulations.
Moving on to the sixth grade, from Park Middle School in Scotch Plains, our third place winner, Trevor Peace. Next, from Park Middle School in Scotch Plains, sixth grade, second place, Alessandra Sirio. And our sixth grade first place winner from Oak Knoll School in Summit, Jody DeJesus.
Yep. Congratulations.
Moving on to the seventh graders, our second place winner from Berea Junior High School here in Elizabeth, Rivka Shapiro. And our 7th grade first place winner from the Jewish Education Center, also here in Elizabeth, David Rosers. I'm sorry.
Say it for me again?
Rosazada. Sorry about that. And I don't have my glasses on, so.
Good catch.
And we have 2 of our 8th grade winners here. First from St. James the Apostle School in Springfield, Hannah Makassar. And 8th grade first place winner from Berea Junior High School in Elizabeth, Adina Pinkser. I just want once again to thank our board for all the hard work they do during the year, and also to all the students who participated. It's wonderful to see so many kids getting involved, and hopefully next year it'll be even a bigger crowd. Thank you all for coming.
This time, we have a need to go into an executive session, so I'll ask our county council to make a statement relative to same.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, public body may go into executive session for the purposes of discussing certain enumerated subjects. This board now wishes to enter into executive session for the purpose of discussing attorney-client privilege communication and discussions on pending negotiations relating to health benefits for employees and potential third-party administrator.
Thank you.
The minutes of the...
Sorry.
Okay. The minutes of the executive session shall be separated from the minutes of the open public session. The minutes of the executive session, redacted as appropriate and necessary, shall be available in approximately 30 days. The clerk to the board shall retain the original minutes until such time as the confidential limitations have been removed, at which time they shall be made available. Upon the affirmative vote of a majority of those present, the board may retire to executive session. Upon the board's return, it may take formal action on the matters discussed.
Thank you, County Council. May I have a motion to move into executive session?
Second.
Moved by Freeholder Mirabella, seconded by Freeholder Carter. Clerk of the board, may I have a roll call?
Freeholder Carter.
Yes.
Freeholder Estrada.
Yes.
Freeholder Granados. Freeholder Hudak. Freeholder Kowalski.
Yes.
Freeholder Mirabella.
Aye.
Freeholder Wright.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Bergen.
Yes.
Chairman Jallo.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 9 votes in the affirmative.
Thank you. We're in executive. I don't know. May I have a motion? May I have a motion to return to the regular meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Freeholder Carter, seconded by Freeholder Wright. Clerk of the board, may I have a roll call?
Freeholder Carter.
Present.
Freeholder Estrada.
Are we voting to come back in?
Yes.
Yes.
Freeholder Granados.
Aye.
Freeholder Hudak.
Aye.
Freeholder Kowalski.
Yes.
Freeholder Mirabella.
Aye.
Freeholder Wright.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Bergen.
Aye.
Chairman Jallo.
Aye.
Chairman, you have 9 votes in the affirmative.
Thank you. County Council, do you have anything to report as a result of the executive session?
I do, Mr. Chairman, thank you. And as a result of our executive session, there will be 3 resolutions to be added to the agenda. That is a resolution approving claims payments for employee health and prescription self-insurance program to Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey. In addition, there will be a resolution approving a third-party administrative services with Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey. And lastly, a resolution approving individual and aggregate stop-loss reinsurance services with Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey.
Thank you, County Council.
You're welcome.
May I have a motion to adjourn the agenda meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Freeholder Mirabella, seconded by Freeholder Hudak. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. We'll close the agenda meeting. Clerk, how long do we need to move into the regular meeting?
Chairman, I prepared an agenda for, in the event that we were to approve these 3, so I just need about 2 minutes.